Hey, Shalom, Meshala. I'm going to start off. So, it's about giving no praise to Yahweh, Hashem, El Shah, Hashem, Kadash, the beloved apostles, GMS, and all the brothers in the work of the Most on truth and sincerity. Right? It's going to be a quick one entitled Brethren According to the Flesh. Right? Seems like that's the current topic now. This whole, the apostles have been breaking it down for such a long time. Look, this thing of ours is only for the children of Israel. Right? You heathens, right? You got nothing to do with this, man. Right? It says Romans, but let me grab that. Actually, if I can find it, this is John 4. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start from verse 19. Right, John 4:19 says, "The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Right, our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Yahushua saith unto her, Woman, believe me, that hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the children of Israel, or salvation is of the Jews, right? Because she was a heathen, right? She was basically trying to claim our identity. Oh yeah, I'm one of you. So no, but you're not. Right? Salvation is for the children of Israel and for the children of Israel only, right? So we carry on here in Romans 9:3. So for I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach, from my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, right? According to the flesh, right? It says who are Israel, because what was Paul? And it's the thing, right? What that people get tripped up by, because Paul, he identified himself as a Roman when it when it suited him. Right, scriptures talk about being wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Right, let me find that. This is Acts 16:37. It says, but Paul said unto them, They have beaten us openly uncondemned, being Romans, and have cast us into prison. And now do they thrust us out privily? Nay, verily, but let them come themselves and fetch us out. And the sergeants told these words unto the magistrates, and they feared when they heard that they were Romans. Right? So Paul here, he's basically saying, look, man, I'm a Roman, right? And that is akin to, in this day and age, basically saying, hey, how you going to do this? I'm a British citizen. No, you got to do what you got to do, right? Just like how they may treat, say immigrants differently legally for whatever reason. But then when you tell them, no, actually, I am a British citizen. You got to treat me a certain way, right? Then guess what? The authorities have to be, oh man, fuck, right? I actually have to do certain things differently. I can't just, be disrespectful to this particular individual, right? But just because you said you're a British citizen or an American citizen, right, does that take away the fact that really and truly you are a Hebrew Israelite? No, it's talking about using the world, right? But just like how you had certain individuals saying, oh, he's from this part of the world or that part of the world. Guess what? In certain of those instances, there were actually Israelites that were just dwelling in that part of the world, right? So you scoffers, right, that are trying to get everyone in the mix, right? You just don't understand the scriptures, right? This is Matthew 22:29, right? It says, Yahushua answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures nor the power of God, right? Now this is when Yahushua was being asked about the wife. So, whose wife shall he, shall she be, this, that, and the other, right? They were trying to trip Yahushua up, right? And then Yahushua was like, look, man, you don't know the scriptures, right? And this is why I'm bringing it out. At this particular scripture in that same vein of like, look, man, you're asking us about, oh, but so and so is, he was the Cyrene, or he was a Ethiopian eunuch. When like, look, man, you don't know the scriptures, man, right? You don't understand the scriptures. Why don't you understand the scriptures, right? Because they ain't given to you, right? It says Matthew 3, well, one, if you ain't an Israelite, then you ain't getting it anyway, right? It says Matthew 13 and 10, it says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given, right? So those that aren't of the elect, the children of Israel, they just ain't gonna get these. They just ain't gonna get it, right? Because it's not been given for them to get it, right? Now is down righteousness with the Most High? God forbid, right? When you look at these heathens, it just ain't for them anyway, right? And of course, would you call, if these scriptures are true, which they are, right? These heathens, or the elites of them anyway, they know their fate, right? Which is, to be in subjection under us, right? So carry on Romans 9 and 3. So, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushua, from my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, right? So who's Paul's brethren? Israelites, right? According to the flesh. Now we read earlier on where he was like, look, I'm a Roman, right? But then what do you call, you read somewhere else, I forget, is it in here? I'm gonna have to look for that. He actually says of the tribe of Benjamin, man. Let me do. This is Philippians 3 and 4. It says, though I might have confidence. Let me see if you can if there is, would you call it? It's Philippians, right? It says, though I might have confidence in the flesh, if any other man think that he hath whereof he might trust in the flesh, I am more. Circumcised the 8th day, of the stock of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin, and Hebrew of the Hebrews, as touching the law, a Pharisee. Right? So, the point that I want there is basically Paul saying, I'm of the tribe of Benjamin. But then also said, I'm a Roman. Right? So which one is he? Right? He is a Benjamite that had Roman citizenship. Right? Now, what this particular verse I was going into, 3 and 4 and 5, right? Basically saying, look, man, if anyone could boast themselves because of the law, whatever, the works, whatever, I was like, look, I can boast, right? But he ain't gonna do that, right? It says, well, it goes on to say, verse 6 and 7 says, concerning zeal, persecuting the church, touching the righteousness, which is the law, blameless. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Yahweh Shai. Right, so it meant no. Right, so what you call, yeah, so here, that's the point I just wanted to grab there, was that Paul is a Benjamite, right? So who are his brethren? His brethren are Israelites, right? To whom pertaineth the adoption. Right, now what's that going into? I was going into the fact, right, that pursuant to Hosea 1 and 10, not even 1 and 10, around 1 and 9, right, the Lord was like, look, man, I ain't dealing with you Israelites, right? It says Hosea 1 and 9, it says, then said the Most High, call his name Lo Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power, right? Yet the children, the number, so, if you just read that, there's, you see, right, yeah, the Most High did away, he's like, look, I ain't dealing with the children of Israel anymore, right? But look, it was always set up for that to happen, right? It says, verse 10, it says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. Basically meaning there are going to be a hell of a lot of Israelites, right? So when you look at them, the Moabites and Elamites, that's like 2 billion people out of 8, right? You tell me there ain't going to be no Israelites among those 2 billion people? Of course there are going to be Israelites among them 2 billion people, man, right? It says, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it said unto them, ye are not my people, right? And that's ultimately what these heathens are doing, whether it's your vocab loans, or whether it's your other Israelite scoffers. They're basically saying we aren't the children of Israel, right? But we are the children of Israel, right? We are the sons of Israel, man. It says, that it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. And the Lord is going to start making it manifest, right? And so that these people can see that no, we are actually the children of Israel. Because right now we can do all of this back and forward. You ain't. I lean more to the people and the land of Israel today. We can do all of that, right? But the Lord's gonna start doing certain things where it's just gonna be undeniable who the true chosen are, right? So I carry on. So to whom pertaineth the adoption? Yeah, so the Lord was like, look, man, I ain't dealing with you lot anymore, man. Right? So we see them, Hosea 1 and 9, which God, the Lord said, yeah, I ain't dealing with you. But once again, I was saying, it was always meant to, which was always meant to be that way. Right? Why? Because the Lord had Yahweh Shai there from the very beginning. Right? In fact, scripture says all things were made by him and for him. Right? So Yahweh Shai was there from the beginning. Why? To be a go-between between the children of Israel and the Most High, to be an intercessor, right? That was always the plan. This is Hebrews 8 and 6. But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he's the mediator of a better covenant, right? The New Testament, right? Which was established upon better promises. For if the first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second, right? Yeah, because look, we in this flesh, you read the books of Paul. What did Paul speak about? He spoke about how this flesh is weak, right? So in this flesh, we go and sin, right? But what is the wages of sin? Death, right? It says, for finding fault with them, the Israelites, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I'll make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. Right? It says, for this is the covenant I'll make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I'll put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I'll be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. Right? So the new covenant is we go on, our bodies are going to be changed. Right? We're not going to be in these bodies that can sin, whatever, what have you. We're always going to keep the law, and we're going to keep the law perfectly, right? Us and our children and our friends, right? Which all basically all the children of Israel, right? This is but the point one of that is in verse 6, right? So, but now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he's the mediator of a better covenant. So Yahweh Shai is a mediator between the children of Israel and the Most High, right? That is the adoption, right? That's how we've been adopted back to the Most High, right? It says, and the glory and the covenants. Ooh, right? So where there is the as we just read then in Hebrews 8, whether it's the old covenant, right, or the new covenant, right? So, and the giving of the law, and the services of the service of God, and the promises, right? So the promises are being changed, ruling forever. That was given to the children of Israel, not these heathens, right? You know, and you just go. I can come back, do more. Just got to prepare for work and all that, or whatever. But yeah, as always, Lord's what I was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.